Welcome to the Immerse podcast. We are your hosts, Dan Ramsden and Alex O'Keefe.
Join us and our guests as we dive into real stories of entrepreneurship, health, fitness and self-mastery. No fluff, no filters, just honest conversations that inspire, educate and challenge the norm. Let's get into it. Hello guys, this is another episode of the Immerse podcast.
Welcome, guys.
We're back again.
We are back.
It's just me and Dan.
Me and the Keith.
Whether that's good news or bad news for you, hopefully it's good news. We're going to do a bit of a roundup, Dan.
Yeah.
Catching up on what's been happening within the business, within the brand over the last, what was call it, 90 days?
Yeah, we do 3 monthly though, yeah.
3 monthly?
Yeah, that's what we do.
The Rocks.
The Rocks, mate.
From the book Traction,
and
what
check-ins.
everyone read, obviously. And the check-ins. So we're going to dissect what's been happening.
It's just good practice, isn't it?
Good practice, mate. It's just good to reflect, innit?
Yeah.
Reflect and look back on what's happened, what we've learned, what we can share personally as well, you know?
Yep.
That's what we're all about, man.
That's
we're
it.
actual people at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
Are we?
I think so.
Ah.
Sometimes question that about you. But
Fucking hell, I do. Idiot.
But mate,
Idiot person.
yeah, we've been, both of us, been through some testing periods, I'd say. Very testing.
Yeah.
You especially.
It's only there to help elevate us, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, I've heard this one before and it's always stuck with me. Every level is another devil.
Oh.
You know?
Yes.
So when you're leveling up a bit more and you're doing other things that you've never done before, there's a lot more things that you need to think about and consider and work on and sharpen.
Yeah.
Communication skills.
Yeah.
Business skills. Just getting better, I guess.
It's a constant evolution.
All the time.
Constant.
And I'm not getting it right all the time either. I'm perfectly human, but we're not afraid to come on here and talk about that.
Exactly.
And that's the thing about the recap, isn't it? We just keep looking back on it and hopefully, you know, moving the needle forward and getting better. Don't mean to say we're doing it perfectly.
No.
That doesn't exist, but
no,
we're trying.
But I don't know, like, people might be able to relate to this. Like, before you every time you're coming up to a big change or something new's happening, the challenges seem to come right before that evolution.
And it's chaos as well,
and
usually.
It's chaos, and it's like, you know, the big man upstairs or whoever's sending it, it's like, are you really ready for this?
Yeah, well, I think that's what it is, isn't it? It's, here you go.
Are you sure?
How are you going to deal with this one then?
Here, try that one. Try this one if you think you're ready to go to the next level. Show me.
Yeah, that's it.
And I've been in the thick of it for the last few days even. You know, there's a lot of challenges coming my way. And you have as well, pal. Over the last, bloody hell, however long now, few months.
Yeah.
But it's all because something bigger is happening. And the next level or the next level to the game is approaching. And it's necessary.
It is.
It really is.
So let's divulge into the Immerse camp then.
Let's go.
You know, what's happened in the last 90 days. You know, obviously we catch up regular, but then there's still, you know, certain conversations and stuff that, you know, I'm learning right up to present. You know, I'm not in the thick of it like you are.
Yeah.
How are you finding it?
For me, mate, like in the last 90 days, the decision has been made for me to literally like step away from my other business, which is the window cleaning business, step off the tools completely, shall we say, and put more energy and time into Immerse. This was kind of like the start of the new year, I'd say.
Yeah.
That's when everything was kind of bubbling and,
It was the goal, wasn't it?
It was the goal. It was the goal. I wasn't sure if it was the goal at some points, but now I'm in it. I'm like, yeah, this is what I need to be doing. It's felt very uncomfortable.
Why?
I'm just not used. I've been used to physically grafting for the last 6 or 7 years, especially. You know, with my window cleaning business, I've always been on the tools, in the thick of it, you know, and there's a big part of that that I do enjoy, but I've had to make the decision to step away in order for this next chapter to start unraveling really. And because of that, with the saunas, I've been able to be a lot more intentional about immerse the business. You know, putting the right team members in place. We'll talk about that. That's never as straightforward as it seems. But like the systems, the back end systems, we've got Steve from Uma who's making us a brand new website with some
Unbelievable.
Wow.
By the way,
if anyone is looking at creating a new website or having like a back end system for their business, you need to get in touch with Steve Milner from Uma, because the guy's a genius.
he is.
He literally is. He's created something so special that's given me not just the website, but a full back end system to run the business through, like a full dashboard for financials. I've got all call it the build tracker. So every active sauna project that's on right now, I can click on this little bit of software. It shows me what stage it's at, what materials need to be ordered, if there's invoices due. It's like, wow, I needed that, man.
Yeah.
But this is what it's all about. It's all becoming, it needs to have that structure in place now. And then we've got someone who's doing some sort of outbound sales work for us, who's delivering new leads, and yeah, everything's just evolving, but it's going at a nice pace. That's the biggest difference for me, is the pace of everything. And sometimes I find myself like having a little bit too much time to where I'm feeling a bit lost in a way.
Okay. What, like you
That's
should be doing?
my own diary.
You should be doing something
Yeah.
else with your time.
Yeah. But it comes down to that's like my own sort of structuring my day type thing.
I think that's also just to ask yourself the question: what do you want to do with your time? You know, obviously there's work that needs to be done, but we're not just here to work the whole time. You know, and it's fulfilling other needs.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's about that as well. You know, sometimes I like my days where, you know, if let's say we haven't got a podcast booked on a Wednesday, and I'm like, right, it's a bit of me time this. I'm just gonna really sort out other bits that I need to sort out, you know, get on top of some stuff at home.
Yeah.
You know, I might need to go out and grab some bits, you know, just a bit of self-care type stuff, you know, and like reset. That's really valuable, you know, to chuck that in every now and then, once in a while, through the week as well. It's like a nice little treat. Like, you don't need to be grafting all the time, in my opinion.
No.
As long as you're not getting behind with stuff, as long as you're not letting anyone down or any agreements that you've had, you know, if you're going against some of that stuff, then yeah, that's not good. But if you've actually got the time to take, what do you want to do with it? Enjoy it.
Yeah, it's like we all work towards freeing up time and space, but then it's like when you've got,
but again, it's
time,
now, innit? It's the now.
It's now.
It's the here and now. Like the thing about what we were talking about, being in the ocean. They're already there. It's now, innit? Tomorrow's not promised.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, honestly, like, I don't know what's going on with me. I think it was the calendar. I think it's got to be that, you know.
Yeah.
And then the more that you hear about, you know, friends and loved ones and stuff that are going, and it's just like, fucking hell, you know, and it does really make you reflect. It makes me reflect, and it makes me question my own mortality and what I'm doing day to day, you know?
Yeah.
So it's just about enjoying it.
It's true, mate. It's just hard to, I think it's been a hard transition for me. Like I say, because I've been so used to one way of working
Yeah.
for a long time
Yeah.
now. And now my style of my work now involves this thing here, this laptop. But I'm just like,
Yeah, it's not what you were used to, is it?
what the?
It's habits, innit, and breaking.
It's habits, mate. That's what it is.
And that's one thing that I focus on, you know, with my clients about habit change. You know, to get long-term results with your training and stuff like that, you've got to look at the long-term habit changes, you know, and make things that are more sustainable, not overwhelming, and all that. And you're just going through that funky phase. That's all.
Yeah.
Where the novelty's kind of wore off from the change, and now you're settling into the new norm.
Yeah. I mean, it's
can freak you out a bit, can't it?
Yeah, it can. It can. It always comes back down to me, you know, or whoever it is that's got the issue. It's like, I just need to make sure that I'm being disciplined enough to do the work that needs doing throughout the day. And not let things just slip by, because I've been letting things just slip by as well, because I'm kind of like just gone a bit airy-fairy with it.
Right.
Like I'm lacking a bit of structure. I think that's what it is. I think we're nailing it here, Dan. We're getting down to it.
I'm
just lacking that daily structure, and because of that, it's led to like my training's fallen off a little bit.
You're sleeping well.
Sleeps, like, we've got a 9-month-old son, little Koa. I'm sleeping with him at minute to help Jess
So
out.
that's a no.
Like, he sleeps better with me, you know. The parents can relate, but the little man's sleeping better with me, so I'm just taking that.
I get it, but that's a big factor.
Yeah, it's the sleep thing's a big one. Just to be like raw and real as well. Myself and Louise from the Space, the breathwork queen. Big shout out to you, sister.
Big shout out, Louise.
We'd arranged to do this community fast, 5-day or 3-day fast, starting from
Are you in the thick of that?
Starting from Sunday night. But here's the honesty part. I didn't prepare for it, right? Because I've got all these different things coming at me from different angles, not sleeping. So I've gone into it Monday. I was like, I'm stressed. I've not slept. And now I'm not eating. I was like,
What?
nah, this can't. It's not good.
Well, I was supposed to do that as well, but I strategically did not plan my night out. It'd been booked for a long time, since like January, and it fell on the weekend where we were supposed to start the fast the next day. And I thought, there's no way me in a depleted system, you know, underslept, overdanced, that I'm not gonna then attempt to do something like this. So yeah, I had to give backward on that fast as well.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I did want to do it, but yeah, it wasn't the right time for me to join in on that.
And I think it's just kind of making a point that, like, even though you do commit to times, like, also what's going on with this? The screen's gone off. Camera.
Hold that thought.
Camera.
What's that uploading bit doing there? That bar at the top, 99% uploading.
Shall I just stop it here?
I think so, yeah.
Sorry to interrupt this amazing conversation. We've just got a quick message for you. At the heart of this podcast, Dan, is human connection.
It sure is.
And now, it's amazing for us to say that we also build fully bespoke saunas from design, build and install that also promote the exact same thing, mate, human connection. There's a theme here.
There is. And all built to last, like we just keep saying. We wanted to provide products that last a lifetime, not just for a matter of months. Yeah. That's exactly our ethos and our message. So we wanted the products to match that, and they are the highest quality, the highest form of timber, the best quality heaters, and tempered glass to suit.
Wow. We've not spared expense there, mate. If you're thinking of upgrading your space, whether it's your home, business, studio, wherever you can fit a sauna, basically, we can build it for you. So visit us website on immersesaunas.co.uk and we'll take it from there. We look forward to building your dream sauna shortly.
Oh yeah. Shoot.
Right, this is continued. So what we're saying there, Dan, is there's not an issue for me when someone commits to something and they can genuinely say that, you know, this is too much. And they can give genuine sort of reasons. There's a line, isn't there? But, you know.
Yeah, as long as you're not flaky, as long as it doesn't become a habit.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it can be like, oh, got away with that one. You know, that seemed to go down okay, and I managed to swerve a bit of a bullet there, and everyone seems to be all right. And it's like, no, depends on the levels of if you're letting someone down or I don't know. I think there's a lot.
It's a tricky one.
Yeah,
that,
it is, and there's a lot about integrity when it comes to stuff like that.
I mean, it's different if you're someone that says you're going to do something a hell of a lot and then don't end up doing it, then that's a problem. You know, in the case of what me and you have done, there's sort of, it's not something we do every week, shall we say. It's not something where we go, we're going to do something and then not do it.
Yeah.
There's exceptions, and there's genuine exceptions. And just talking about this fast again, I was meant to be doing, I said I was going to do the 5-day fast with Louise and everyone else in the group, starting from Sunday. And it got to Monday, day one, and I just had daggers coming at me from all sorts of angles. And I'm definitely not crying a victim. I'm just saying it how it is. I had challenge after challenge after challenge coming at me, and that resulted in a lot of stress.
Mm-hmm.
Personal stress, emotional stress, and it's all good stresses. But
so what you're trying to say is you went to the shop, bought some fags and a can of Monster,
and
broke the fast. And a bit.
No,
not quite that bad.
Not quite that bad. But I just
ate some food.
In that moment, I was so stressed. I'd not slept the night before with little Koa, and then the thought of not being able to eat food that day just didn't even make sense. So I was just like, why am I not eating? What the hell?
Yeah,
I'm not prepared properly for it, which is fair enough. I'll admit that as well. But there's just so much of other external things going on, and sometimes you can just take too much on, and that was the reality. So and yesterday were a repeat of the day before. I said to myself, I'm going to start again tomorrow, and the same happened again. So here's the thing, I'm not going to quit, because I said to Louise that I was kind of hosting it with her in a sense, and we've got a WhatsApp group with some people in there who are doing it, and I've started again.
Have you been sending pictures of your food in?
Gonna
Send a
start
little
tomorrow,
video.
guys.
I hope you're enjoying it, guys.
But I've started again last night, and I'm going to do till the end of the week. So I'm still going to do 3 days.
Nice.
It's not quite the 5 days that I'd planned out to do, but life happens, man. You know, it's not a linear path. This life is not linear. Growth is not linear, and it's messy and uncertain at times. But here's me owning the shit.
Yeah, you're good at that. Respect.
Yeah, I've got a lot of shit to own. Got to get good at it, really.
Compost farm.
Yeah.
No,
Full
fair
shit
play, mate.
house.
Fair play. And yeah, I think the thing is, it's about that in it, owning that, but also it's the win or learn thing. It's like, well, are we learning about it if we keep making repeated mistakes? And I'm not judging here. I'm just like saying out aloud, note to self.
Yeah.
Repeated.
Yeah.
One of the things for me that I've had to learn to overcome is to not just have a conversation and a mutual gentleman's handshake and then take that as is.
Yeah.
And then other things
It's in a business sense.
Yeah. Left to interpretation and not being fully clear. So then people take their own ideas ahead.
Yeah.
And I have made that mistake repeatedly.
Yeah.
In life. And that cannot continue anymore.
Do you know what? Do you know what I think that is? Because you come across it a lot, especially in business, and it's like the moment that you try and formalize a business agreement, it seems as if you don't trust the person, and sometimes you'll avoid that. I think
that discomfort
of saying,
"Oh, why
shall
don't
we
you
sign
trust
a contract? Shall we sign a contract? Yeah, why don't you trust me?"
It's that, innit?
People avoid that.
Yeah.
And then because of that avoidance, then leads to very messy situations in business and just in life in general, really. But
well,
I
it
think
breaks
that's
down, doesn't it? That's how
the
relationship can break down
But I
because
think
it's not clear. It's not time stamped.
Mm.
It's not. Oh yeah, I forgot I said that.
Yeah.
Well, if you go back here,
Yeah.
we can see that on the 22nd of April, 2026, this was said. This was written.
Yeah.
That's the bit. That is the bit.
And that's just part of the growth in it, like just doing proper business. Like take the emotion out of it. If you're doing business, you're doing business.
Yeah.
And that's you've got to adapt that. It's a bit it's not savage, but it's just proper.
Yeah.
It's not a mate. It's not a friendship thing. It's business, so it's got to be done properly.
Yeah.
Do you want to delve in a little bit as to what's been going on your side?
Well, I'm really pleased to announce that I've got myself a facility that I'll be moving into in August.
Hallelujah.
This is something that's been on the cards for a number of years. I've really struggled to find a location. I've had meeting after meeting. I've had the rug pulled. I've been gazumped. I've not been able to find the space. I've not been able to get the council to change the permissions of use. Like you just won't believe how many obstacles are being chucked at me when it comes to this.
Test, brother.
And I just had to at one point, I did question. I thought maybe this is the universe just protecting me, and I'm just not meant to do this. Maybe I'm just not supposed to do it, and maybe there's something else. That's where my head was going. But you know, hopefully, it's led us to this present day now, and then we're going to be moving ahead. So,
well, congratulations, mate.
Thank you. I'm going to have my own facility.
That's amazing
to operate from, and it's a dream of mine. And I'm aware that it's going to, raise its own challenges. It's something different again. I've spent the last just short of 20 years, building my craft as a coach. I've achieved some great things. I've helped athletes. I've helped the elderly. I've helped pregnant women get through their term. I've helped men transform their physiques. I've done a lot in that time, and I'm proud of that. But it's time to kick on and do something different now, because the business has to evolve. I want to be a bit more free as well. Later down the line, at some point, I like the idea of being able to take a 2-week holiday and not shit my pants.
Yeah.
I like the idea of that.
Yeah.
Because if I do that now, I can't.
The business is
It suffers, and it's just I've not been able to do it.
Yeah.
So I have been the bottleneck of the coaching business for a long time.
Yeah.
And that's okay, because I love it.
Yeah.
But there's other things that I want to explore in my life as well. So, just a little bit more freedom, and then having a proper home that I can openly welcome my community and run it exactly how I want to run it.
Yeah. With no external voices in the background.
Yeah, it's just part and parcel of, if you're, you've got an agreement where you're working somewhere and it's somebody else's rules and there's other people to consider, and,
Yeah.
and sometimes it's just, for the growth of it, it's just got to change.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
And that's where we're at.
I think the reality, mate, is that you should have been in your own place a hell of a long time ago.
That's the really annoying thing.
You should have been.
I feel that there's a lot of people that have said that, and for one reason or another, it's just not happened.
It's just not happened. And because of that, it's led to some messy moments within this time. But the reality is that you're not a bad person. You're doing it all for the greater good, and this should have happened a hell of a long time ago. So, congrats, mate.
Thank you.
I'm really, really buzzing for you. And everyone I've spoke to is like, "Yeah, I should have done that ages ago."
That's it.
So I guess you can look back at what's been and be grateful.
100%.
There's no need for any sort of animosity
No.
No,
and again, everything that I've learned, the thing that I've just said there about agreements and and stuff like that, just sharpening the sword in that department. I've worked tirelessly at being a better coach.
Yeah.
Trying to understand psychology of people, helping people adjust their habits, and one part of it's been really isolating that part and helping people. That's initially what I've tried to do, but on the ground level now I have to slightly come away from that and operate from more of a business level.
Yeah.
So then I've had to learn what I've had to learn.
Yeah.
I've had to go through what I've had to go through. Otherwise, I might have ended up shit creek as well.
Yeah.
Running my own facility and not having things nailed, in certain aspects. So it's all good.
Yeah, of course it is. It's all test. It's all test before the step. Can you paint a picture of what the facility is going to be like?
It will be a functional athletic studio where you get very strong and fit and recover.
Oh, nice. A few different arms to it there.
Yeah. And it's going to be very welcoming. And there's going to be, limited access of toxic egos and a nice welcoming space for people to encourage one another.
Yeah.
And get better. And it doesn't matter what your level, where you're starting from. There's always an opportunity to improve in an area, and you'll be well supported along that journey.
That's going to be, I'm so buzzing. In this moment, I didn't really realise, but I'm just buzzing for you.
Thanks, mate.
What's it going to look like physically? Like, what's going to be in there?
So it's going to be a lot of free space, and there's going to be lifting rigs. There's going to be a lot of barbells and kettlebells and dumbbells. There's going to be certain stations where you can do some isolated muscle building work, but not overrun with that. There's going to be a few bits of kit where we can, for instance, isolate a tricep
Yeah.
if we want to build that area to help a bench press, let's say.
Yeah.
But it's not just going to be wall-to-wall bodybuilding type look. It's not going to be a gym that people just walk into. It ain't going to have access to the public. You have to be a private member in order to gain access to it, and run within the gym and class programs.
Yeah.
So that's how it's going to work. It's going to be coached by me and another member of my team that I've coached for a long time.
Nice.
So yeah, it's exciting. I can't wait. It's going to obviously offer its challenges. It's a bit of an arse nipper.
Yeah, it's a big step, man.
It is a big step because this is my bread and butter, and this is what pays my bills, and I'm really shaking it up, and I'm not under any illusion that it's going to be easy. But equally, it's got to happen. It has to happen. It will happen. I will make it work. Done.
Yes. Oh, mate, I'm so buzzing for you. You mentioned like not putting egos in there. Like, why? What do you need to? Just tell me about that. Why are no egos allowed?
No, I think everyone's got an ego. I've got an ego, but it's got to be a healthy one.
Yeah.
Just an encouraging space where there's no toxicity.
Yeah.
And it's like-minded individuals that just want to improve themselves and others.
Yeah.
Not just being it for themselves. Not to belittle anybody or, think that they're a hierarchy. And do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like we're all just one. We're one team. We all work together.
Yeah.
And we all encourage each other. And I don't want anything other than that.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Awesome, mate. Have we got a time frame?
To be ready?
Yeah.
August 26th.
August 26th.
It's going to be a 2-phase moving. So phase 1 will be a small part of the building to get me started. And then all the while, there's another part of the building that's going to be getting worked on. And then that'll be all fully rocking and rolling by next year.
Oh, right. You've heard it here first. This is it.
This is it.
The start.
Let's go.
Is there going to be a name, or are you holding that back, or what's the name of the place?
It's just going to be the Flight Coaching Studio.
The Flight Coaching Studio. There you go. Lovely.
And it's going to facilitate performance on every level. I'm going to still continue to work with athletes.
Young athletes.
Any athletes that that feel like they've got an area to improve, and I can give a bit more bespoke advice. Like I'm currently working with a lad who's in the reserves at Bradford, and he just needs a bit more bespoke, like fine-tooth combing. That some clubs, particularly in rugby league, they have a couple of conditioners to work with a squad of 36, 40 men.
Yeah.
2 people cannot oversee.
It's impossible, isn't it?
No.
Yeah.
That's the bit. That's the little, part there where somebody like me can come in and help out.
Yeah.
And I've done it a few times now. In my resume over the years.
Yeah.
Some big names in the rugby league scene. Leon Price, who we've had on the show, his son Will, Elliot Whitehead. These are some of the names that I've helped and worked with over the years. So there's no reason why that can't continue.
In your own space.
Yeah.
Oh.
Bring a friend.
Refer a friend.
So yeah, I can't wait. It's got to happen.
Yeah. This is what it's all been leading up to this. All the lessons, the pain, the struggle, the challenges.
Yeah.
Is all because of this that's happening.
Yeah.
And that's why it's worth going through.
Yeah. And again, I was forecasting all this when we was, doing what we were doing with Immerse, and I was like, on a capacity level, there's just no way that I'm going to be able to take all this on.
Yeah, I get it.
Because it's big, it's pretty heavy. There's a lot to think about.
Yeah.
There's a lot to do. And I can't wear multiple hats in the same day.
No.
I knew I wasn't doing anything well, and I had to just let you know as soon as it was coming. I was like, I don't think I can do this, mate.
Yeah. Which I fully respect.
Which is not would have been fair on you either. So, but now, we're in a position where Immerse is growing, you're full time, it's all going where it's supposed to go.
Yeah, man, it is. I've gone balls to the wall with Immerse, and you've gone balls to the wall with your own, and that's where we're meant to be right now. And we still connect on this podcast and talk about everything, which is amazing.
Yeah, it is.
Isn't it, pal?
Didn't need to fall out, did we?
No, did we, heck? No, it's a bit of a one-off, really. I think it's rare. It's very rare to find that sort of level of communication, trust in business, especially. Honesty. Honesty as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Someone not choosing to ride the ship when it's not there within their capacity.
Sorry to interrupt you there, guys. We've got a massive announcement, Dan. We've managed to partner with Pure Sport, which is one of the most exciting brands at the minute in the UK, my friend.
That's it, built to last, in it for the long run, as the hashtag says. All the similar sorts of messages behind the ethos of the brand, and it really fits in alignment with us. We know that they're athlete tested.
Even Lucy Bronze is using their products. She's a friend of the show.
The magnesium and the ashwagandha and all those other products that are related to recovery are super useful for me right now. I'm really feeling the benefit. The electrolytes is definitely the best I've tasted.
They're the best I've tasted as well, without sounding biased, my friend. But yeah, it just lines up with everything that we preach, mate. No shortcuts, just solid daily habits that actually make you feel better.
If you want to try these guys, use the Immerse 10 for 10% off at the checkout.
Now back to the episode. Sorry for interrupting you there. Crack on.
Let's go.
So, yeah, that's a big thing to do, man. So I'll always respect you for that.
Same. That's it, innit? It's when you want to do something, it's doing it right on every level, and having that mutual respect for one another at all times, and not just putting your own needs first. Think about the bigger picture.
Yeah.
Do your best. Don't get it right every time, do you? But just keep doing your best.
Exactly.
And we continue to check in on where we're at with things, and also, like, I think from your perspective, it sounded a little bit on the overwhelm stroke negative side, but there's a lot of positive things going on. Do you want to delve into some of that? I know you can't divulge every little bit of information, but there's what I read from what you were saying is just there's a lot of heavy stuff right now. I know you've had a lot of challenges, but let's speak about what's positive about what's going on.
Yeah, so obviously with Immerse, we set some goals for, I think the last time we spoke about the business, it was we built the Heis sauna, I think, and that were just getting completed, I think, at the time. And then ever since we built that sauna, there's opportunities that have arose from that specific build. We're building a bespoke sauna for a couple of pro footballers up in Northumberland. That's coming. I'm just gonna say it. We're building one at Wigan Warriors.
Oh.
Wigan Warriors, that's getting built in.
It's kind of a big deal.
That starts on the 4th of May, so that's going to be amazing. They just so happen to be like London buses, so we've had another one come in, another sauna that were kind of a bit more of an urgent matter, that's starting next week up at the unit in Saddleworth. So in terms of projects, they're there. We've got 3 confirmed bespoke sauna builds. Everything's, deposits have been paid, materials ordered, and I guess that's where the good stress is there from that, because it's like, okay, this is real now,
and it's big, isn't it?
It's
it's parting with a lot of money. There's a lot at stake.
It's not just a 75 quid ice bath, is it? Do you know what I mean?
No.
There's some
it's
serious...
broke, has it? Oh, we'll send a replacement out. No, yeah. There's a lot more to it than that.
These builds, we're talking in the thousands and thousands of pounds, and there's full teams working on these builds, and there's joiners, there's electricians, there's designers, ventilation, drainage contractors. It's just like I've been forced to evolve very quickly with this game. And I'm not a construction guy, but I'm slowly but surely finding the right people with those skills that are going to be involved in our projects. Like, if I said to you, tell me what an M&E consultant is, Dan, would you have a clue?
No.
That's what I mean. Mechanical and electrical consultant. I've got big shout out to Nicky, by the way. That's our guy. Every job, I say, Nicky, this is what we've got. Right, look at the architect's drawings. This is what electrical we need. This is where the ventilation goes. And it's just like, every time you find someone like that, you feel a bit safer. Do you know what I mean? It's like, thanks, mate. So it's just, we're still finding those sort of long-term people in the team, but it's happening now. Saying that, part of the recent stress is we've got these 2 builds confirmed. The joiner that we had lined up, unfortunately, had a bit of a crazy accident at work and said that he could no longer do it. This is a week before.
Stress.
A week before 2 big bespoke builds are happening. So, just to give you a bit of an insight into my last few days, that's what I've been having to solve very quickly. That a replacement for this, and thankfully, I've got it.
Yeah.
You know, we've made it happen, but, you know, these are the things that you've got to deal with. These are the realities of it, you know, with lots of moving parts and still learning.
Yeah, people often say it in business, you know, it's other people that can cause the stress because it's uncertain. And that's no disrespect to anybody and in the situation that you've just explained there. It's just shit happens, doesn't it? And you've got to learn how to firefight fast.
Yeah. And the reality is, like, you know, we've got highly skilled joiners committing to this work. And I can't say to someone, oh, mate, in case so-and-so doesn't do it, can you keep that week free?
That's it, innit?
It just don't work like that. Unless they're fully employed with us, which will probably come at some point. But the stage we're at, we're leaning on people as subcontractors right now.
Yeah,
you know?
It's contract to contract at the minute, isn't it?
Yeah, job to job.
Yeah.
But I'm so blessed, mate. I'm feeling really blessed that these opportunities are coming, and I'm just doing everything I can in my power to make sure these are going to be special for whoever's trusted us in this process, giving us the money to make this happen for them. And they're going to be special, no doubt. And I've even lent back on our old friend from Finland.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah. So, like, literally the guy who wrote the book about Finnish sauna design, I've roped him into a couple of the recent projects to have that confidence that these guys know what they're talking about. And this is who you need to get in your team, like people that make you feel more confident about the whole project. That's who you need.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Unless, if you don't get that, it's just chaos, and it has been that at times. But slowly working it out, mate.
Yeah, well, that's it. It's looking at the long-term vision. We're always in this for the long term. That's what we always said from the get-go. Yeah, because this is a lifestyle, and this is about health. And the only thing that's about long-term health is something that's sustainable.
Yeah.
So to align with that, we were like, we need to slow down here.
Slow it down, man.
You know, and take your time. Not get too ahead of yourself. It's not just about the money. Yes, business is about money, but it's not just about the money.
No.
Which again, it's very passion led, and it's going to be done right because we want people to be able to maximise on the health.
Yeah.
Which is what it's supposed to promote.
Exactly.
That were always part of the ethos from the get-go.
Yeah. And there's just things you can't predict, like, you know, 2 jobs falling in at the same time. You know, one week after the other.
Would you do that again?
We've got 2 jobs. Yeah.
Just do it differently.
Just do it differently. Yeah. Just learnt a lot through the process, like we always say.
Yeah.
You know, like the next job that comes in after these that we've gone through recently, it's going to be better again. You know, and it's just a matter of time. Just keep refining, better
Sharpen the
systems,
sword.
better team. You know, so yeah, it's just a constant process.
Yeah.
I believe. And yeah, there's something else that's come up as well. But I'm taking some of your wisdom and advice, Dan, from previous times, that I don't need to share everything. And something large has been proposed, and it's come from, the great thing is it's come from starting this podcast. I've kind of reverse engineered to where this opportunity has come from. And it is just starting that podcast, meeting you, starting the business, getting certain guests on the podcast, where it's led to forming genuine relationships. And now from that, something has been put on my toes that involves a physical location,
Mm-hmm.
maybe down south.
Maybe.
But people that have seen, you know, my social media and stuff, I've been going down. I have been going down to London, to Wimbledon, more specifically. And I've not divulged what that's about right now, and I'm just going to keep it tight for now.
All will be revealed.
All will be revealed in time. Just know that something is coming, and very excited about it. And it's going to be another, probably the biggest challenge that I'll have taken on so far. You know, when something involves being away from home a little bit, that's something that I'd never predicted. But when an opportunity comes and it's just too good to say no, really, you know, a bit of a pinch me thing. And I'm blessed that my wife, Jess, is on board. If she wasn't, it wouldn't be happening. Just know that.
What, your marriage?
Yeah. Sorry, I'd have to leave.
Right, love. Nice knowing you. See you in a bit.
But yeah, it's like, you know, it's going to involve me doing a little bit of travelling down south, being away from the family potentially, which is massive.
Challenging time.
Massive.
As well. Yeah.
Especially with, you know, we've got a young lad.
But how much would you kick yourself if you were to turn it down?
Yeah,
I mean, the what ifs and
yeah, the what ifs. I wouldn't ever like to live with the what ifs.
No.
And there is a balance to be had with, you know, the family time and business opportunities, etc. It's not an extreme case of where I'm going to be away for 6 weeks at a time. You know, I don't know if anyone's seen the recent documentary with Gordon Ramsay.
No.
Brilliant. Need to watch it. It's followed his day in the life type thing, building up to opening this massive, just so as it happens in London. Big restaurant down in London, like 25 million pound project.
Wow.
Like 5 different restaurants in top of this big building. And he's going away to be away from his family 4 to 6 weeks at a time. And I mean, there's levels to everything, isn't there? I don't think I could ever do that. Like, it shows him coming back home to his kids, and he's like, "Oh, you've grown." Like, I'm not sure on that one. There's got to be, but then again,
It's
What would you
changing.
do in that situation?
It's changing for me a little bit now. Like I'm not as, heavy on with my kids as I used to be, because, Louis is 16 and Poppy's 14 next Friday.
Yeah.
So I'm not as full on as I used to be, but that groundwork, those forming years of childhood, I think are really important to be there as much as you can. Like, the kids still have a choice now. They don't have to come to me. I've told them that.
Yeah.
Like you can go with your mates. You can just say, Dad, I'm not coming tonight. I'm going to do this, and they still choose to come to me, which means the absolute world to me.
Yeah.
And I think that stems from always being there.
The groundwork.
Always.
Yeah.
They didn't have any time to adapt to life without me.
Yeah.
Even with the separation, I was there all the time.
Yeah.
That repeated. So that was the thing. Out of anything in my life, that's mattered the most. Out of anything. And
I know you've been very intentional with that.
It's always been the forefront of my mind with whatever I've been doing. But now there comes a time where, it's not as heavy hands-on as it used to be, because, they're getting their own independence now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but that would have been one of my biggest regrets if I were to look back and think that I wasn't there as a dad.
Yeah.
That wouldn't have sat well with me at all.
And I get there's different situations, isn't there? And there's different opinions on this as well.
Yeah, I'm not judging anybody else.
Yeah, I've spoke to some mates in my friendship circle who were more for being away for longer periods and then spending quality time with the kids. There's an argument that the time, if you're spending every day with them, you're not spending quality time. So so there's different ways to look at it, isn't there? There's probably an argument for when Gordon Ramsay is with his kids, is with them and 100% with them, and that's still quality.
Yeah.
It comes back to that. So I'm just thinking of what, I've just got to get the ratio right,
For you.
For me.
And
for the family.
Yeah.
And I believe that it can be done. But yeah. So yeah, there's some big stuff happening, mate. There really is. But there's testing. There's some testing moments, and there always is going to be.
Yeah.
It's grounding. I've been grounded recently.
Yeah.
So I've had my head up in the sky a little bit, to be honest.
Yeah, well, that's the thing about the levels, isn't it? When you're going up the levels, you can get a bit of a baptism of fire.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I've done that in sport, that's why sport's really good, because it teaches you that lesson real fast. If you're out of your depth, it'll show and present itself real quick.
Yeah.
And it's a good lesson to not get ahead of yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
yeah.
I've enjoyed that catch up.
That was great, pal.
I'll see you in about 90 days and let you know how it's going.
This one will be, I think this one is the one to look back on, because it's just before big things happening. So it'd be good to revisit this one. And I hope anyone listening has taken something from that chat, because everyone's going through their own situations.
Yeah.
And whether it's in life or business or in relationships, we're all going through growth and evolution, and we're going to get tested. But that's okay.
Absolutely.
That's okay. Just be okay with that. Just know it's part of the process.
Amen, mate.
All right.
Enjoyed that.
Cheers, guys.
Peace out.
Give us a follow. Follow Immerse Podcast on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and then give us a follow on Instagram as well, at Immerse the Brand.
While you're at it.
And keep an eye out for the Flight Coaching Studio opening soon.
Yes. Let's go.
Come on then. Peace and love.